Good evening, Bitcoiners. It is 6 p.m. on Thursday, the 26th of August, 2021. Run BTC. You like the t-shirt I did myself? Now, some of you are thinking, well, what the heck is he doing here? Well, I'm not live. I recorded this yesterday because, as many of you know, tomorrow being Friday, I have a hospital procedure coming up that I have to prepare for today, which means that I literally cannot sit in the office and go live. So this is a premiere. It is great to be with you all. And as always, I'll get the preliminaries out of the way for those that find my channel and are new. So if you are finding the channel and you're new, very important that you check out the disclaimer down here. Don't take anything I say as financial advice. Really, really, really important. Do your own research. Find the YouTubers that you need to follow to give you the right information so that you can make your right decision on A, whether you should invest in cryptos, and B, whether Bitcoin is right for you as opposed to any other coin. I will say on this channel, you will find nothing but Bitcoin only conversation. I am a Bitcoin only guy. I do believe that other coins will exist and have some use cases, but they won't be Bitcoin. They won't be the next Bitcoin. Bitcoin will be the next Bitcoin. And Bitcoin, when you get in the rabbit hole and do your research, you'll clearly see that Bitcoin is the only shot that humanity has of developing a hard, sound money financial system over the coming years and decades. If it fails, everything's going to fail in our lifetimes, I believe, because everything is set up. It can't be changed. It's immutable. It's unconfiscatable. It's got all these network effects that go with it. Store of value is really upon us and rapidly growing. Ultimately, perhaps unit of account and a medium of exchange, we will see. But my belief on this channel is you should only buy and hold Bitcoin. So don't take my advice, whatever you do your own research. If you are new to all of this, check out my website, ukbitcoinmaster.com. That is where you'll find every video I've ever done since April 2018. And bitcoininterviews.com speaks for itself. That is where you're going to find all the interviews that I have done to date. So let's get those out of the way. And finally, what you should all be doing is practicing using the Lightning Network, okay? And using the Lightning Network is layer 2 on top of Bitcoin. It allows for seamless, almost instantaneous, almost zero fee payments. If you download Wallet of Satoshi to your phone, which is a Lightning wallet, it's dead easy to do. Anyone can do it. Moon Wallet, you can't scan the QR code at tippin.me at UK Bitcoin Master as yet. It wants an amount. Wallet of Satoshi, you can literally practice putting your phone up to my QR code here and sending 10 Satoshis. It comes up as $0. It is literally nothing. I think 100 Satoshis is a few pennies. So it is worth trying out, people, just so that you get familiar with moving Lightning around. Dave Shackelford, who's always in the chat from Phoenix, Arizona. Dave, thank you as always. You always send Lightning tips when you're introducing or onboarding new people to Bitcoin, and you use my tippin.me address as a way to show those people how they can move Lightning around. And Dave, I thank you. I don't have this for any type of financial gain. It is there for anybody that wants to practice using Lightning. Just bear with me 1 second while I get that out of the way. So let's get that out of the way. Okay, so this is a premiere, so I'm actually not here, so I can't interact in the chat with you all. And I'm sort of a bit flummoxed about this procedure that's coming up on Friday, if I'm honest. And I was thinking I won't do a show, but then, because I don't want to let my viewers down, because I want the continuity of those people that absolutely know that every Monday and every Thursday at 6 p.m. London, they normally find a video or a live from me. I just decided to delve in and throw something together. So I don't know how long the show's going to be. It could be relatively short, but we'll get into it. And all I'm going to do is just cover a few tweets and talk to you about those tweets that I found. So let me get on over to the desktop. Okay, so here's a tweet from Dennis Porter. Now, he always tweets good stuff. Bitcoin is the greatest discovery in human history and can't be shut off. Bitcoiners are the most powerful single issue block in history and can't be silenced. All done in the most peaceful, non-violent way. Not a single penny spent on weapons, not a single drop of blood spilled. So that's a tweet, but if we break that tweet down, look at it. Bitcoin is the greatest discovery in human history. So firstly, if you're watching this and you're in the Bitcoin rabbit hole, you are living through some of the most exciting times the world has ever seen. This is referred to as a 1 in 10,000 year event, and you don't want to take that lightly. People like my younger brother who passed away too young, my dad and mum that have gone, they'll never see this world. It's gone to them. You know, I won't see how this evolves over the next 2 or 3 decades. Some of you will, but we collectively won't see how it evolves over the next 50 to 100 years. But the reason I'm so bullish on my show is I am absolutely passionate in my heart that Bitcoin is going to change the world and nothing can stop it. It is going to make those bankers, big banks, central banks, governments obsolete, and is going to do it, by the way, without any weapons, without any wars. It is a peaceful movement, and I liken it to a juggernaut that simply can't be stopped. I liken it to an avalanche. Try stopping an avalanche. It simply is not going to happen. So if you read these tweets and don't get to the end of my shows where I cover a few and then just move on and go, that was a great show. If you think about the tweets, they're very profound, many of them. And what I wanted to do on this short show is, it might not end up being a short show with the amount of tweets I've got, but who knows? But on this show, I wanted to really get you to think about what these tweets are saying. We've got this one from BTC News. Think about this one. The mayor of Jackson, I'm assuming TN is Tennessee, I'm not sure, explains that Bitcoin will keep rising as the Fed continues to print money. Bitcoin could be the present, but it is definitely the future monetary system, he said. People, that is not me saying this to you. That is my words echoing, you know, people like the mayor of this town or city or whatever it is. Bitcoin is the future. So if you're coming and finding my channel and just hanging off what I'm saying, don't. The reason I encourage you to go and do your own research is because you need to know that what I am conveying to you all has come from sources that are way bigger than I am in the world. I'm just a regular British dude that drove trucks for over 20 years of his life, that has gone in the rabbit hole, done loads of research, watched more YouTube shows, podcasts than I care to remember, and I've learned so much. And I'm going to say it again at the fear of repeating myself. My challenge is, as a regular dude that left school at 15 with no qualifications, never been involved in any type of finance, my challenge is I've got it all in here, but sometimes I struggle to get what's in here fluently and eloquently from here to you guys, if that makes sense. So, you know, one of the reasons I don't tend to go on a lot of other podcasters' shows is because when I watch shows like BTC Sessions, Peter McCormack, Tone Vase, Swan Bitcoin and some of the others is I'm in their chat and I'm listening and always taking notes, but sometimes it's like way over my head and I can't get my head around what they're talking about. I'm trying to pick it up. Things like Lightning, Taproot, etc., etc. BEC32 addresses, which I've got a bit of an understanding on now and how they differ from the old addresses, SegWit, etc. So I'm picking things up, but I can't do tutorials on them because I'm a bit of a slow learner. So you're going to have to forgive me. So I'm using articles or tweets like this one from Bitcoin News to help you guys build your strong Bitcoin hand, because that really is the name of the game here. What else did I find? Okay, this one from Documenting Bitcoin. The oldest source of renewable energy in the US, Mechanicville Hydroelectric, was saved because of Bitcoin. There's some good. Built in 1897, it was almost shut down due to profitability issues. Bitcoin mining fixed that by being a reliable and stable buyer of energy. There's the thing. There is another factory, building, company could have gone under, could have gone down with jobs lost, and Bitcoin saved it. So think about this, people. When you hear the narratives of Bitcoin is boiling the ocean, Bitcoin's bad for the environment. If we live in a Bitcoin world, it'll be like Holocaust. No, it won't. That is mainstream narratives to put you off of being involved in Bitcoin and having your position for the future because they want it. Just keep that one in mind. You got to think, you got to sort of delve into what sits behind these tweets. That's really, really important. Michael Saylor, is Bitcoin going away? Heck no. He's just bought another 3,907, Microstrategy has, of which he's the CEO, Bitcoins for 177 million in cash at an average price of $45,294 per Bitcoin. As of the 23rd of the 8th, 2021, we, i.e. Microstrategy, hodl 108,992 Bitcoins acquired for 2.98 billion at an average price of 26,769 per Bitcoin. And if you watch any Microstrategy, Microsaylor videos, what does he always say? I wake up in a hot sweat at night thinking I just don't have enough. And I want you to get that in the context that it needs to be taken, because what we all need is enough for our own personal circumstances. And we should all be looking at every single sat. They'll become one sat, $1 parity in the future. Think about that. So let's say that, a dollar gets you 2,000 sats. Okay. In a few decades, those 2,000 sats could be $2,000, if you will, in dollar, format. So we don't know what they're going to be worth in the future. So every single sat is really, really, really important. And, when people say to me, oh, it's gone down again, what's going on with it? Is it ever going to go up? And the narrative now, as I've seen out on Twitter, that, Bitcoin goes up with ETH and down with ETH. Wait and see, people. This is a narrative that, it might be happening short term, but ultimately Bitcoin will break away, in my opinion, because it is the apex predator, in my opinion. Pub Lord Hoddle, he's been on my show only a week or two ago. Check him out in the bitcoininterviews.com site. Great guy, Pubby or Pub Lord. I've known him for nearly 4 years now. He came into Bitcoin and bought the top of the 2017 bull run at almost 20k, rode it all the way down, rode it through the bear market of 18 and 19 and early 20, and kept accumulating. And he's now out there on Twitter. He's part of the Toxic Happy Hour with Anders, aka Danish. Do check out THH or the Toxic Happy Hour. They just get on there and talk Bitcoin. They have a laugh. They get some incredible guests on. Really is fantastic. And I listen to what Pubby has to say. He's got a lot of influence intelligence out there. And actually, that's in response to what Dylan Leclerc said below. Do you know how crazy it's going to be when there are 10 to 20 companies like Microstrategy in the public market all trying to do the same thing? Think about that. To which Pubby replied, after the next halving in 2024, only 164,250 Bitcoin will be mined annually until the 2028 halving. MicroStrategy alone bought over 100 Bitcoin this past year. The new supply in 2024 will be gone immediately. Make them pay dearly for yours. Keep that strong hand. Really important you get to understand what these tweets are about. So you got to jump on these podcasts. You got to jump on and follow some of these people on Twitter because, he understands what's going on. I understand. Think about it if you're relatively new to this, okay? Currently, Bitcoin's mined every 10 minutes, 6.25 Bitcoin. When I got into Bitcoin, that was 25 Bitcoins every 10 minutes. Then in 2016, it was 25. Then in 2016, just before I got involved in mid 2017, it got cut in half to 12.5 Bitcoins every 10 minutes. That's the block reward for the miners that solve the mathematical algorithm and then they earn the Bitcoins. And then in 2020, it got cut to 6.25 every 10 minutes. You can do your own maths on how many that is in a day. I can't quite remember. Is it 900 Bitcoins in a day? I might be wrong. Somebody put something in the chat. If I'm not feeling too rubbish while I'm on this live, I might be in the chat with you from my mobile phone. I might not, but I simply cannot sit at my computer. So do pop something in the chat and say hi to me in case I'm there. So in 2024, that 6.25 every 10 minutes will be cut in half to 175 or something like that. And then in 2028, that 1.75 will be cut in half. And in 2032, that whatever that is will be cut in half. So the amount of Bitcoin that's becoming available every 10 minutes and every day is diminishing. So those of you that are younger than me, you want to be thinking 2032. You want to be stacking sats until at least 2032 because there's going to be such a supply squeeze. The inflation is going to be lower than gold by then. And 2032, I believe 99% of all Bitcoins will be mined and out there, people. So keep stacking. Doesn't matter about number go up. Keep stacking those Satoshis and then try to understand what Pubby is saying within this tweet. Documenting Bitcoin said, with Lightning, and here we are, layer 2. Bitcoin is still evolving, and yet layer 2, Lightning, Taproot, etc., they are coming on at such an incredible pace right now. It's mental how quick Lightning is going forward. The amount of Bitcoins that are now liquid on the Lightning network is growing like mad, etc. With Lightning, Bitcoin is more secure than Visa, can do more transactions than Visa, is more inclusive than Visa, and is far more energy efficient than Visa. So those of you finding this channel for the first time, Bitcoin for the first time, maybe you've heard the narratives that Bitcoin's energy is mental and it's going to wreck the world. I can tell you, just off the top of my head, there is one statement bounded around by people that know their stuff, and that is that all of our Christmas tree lights combined use more energy annually than Bitcoin does. I believe there's something like 160,000 terawatt hours used in total electricity globally annually, 160,000, and Bitcoin uses, I believe, less than 1% of all that. So don't buy that narrative. The energy that Bitcoin will use on Lightning is way more efficient than even Visa. So yes, you don't want to move Bitcoin around on the base layer. It's slow, it's expensive, but on layer 2 Lightning, wow, super fast and the way to go, people. So very, very quickly, if I can, shout out to Matthew Underhill. Great book, well worth a read. Don't have it in front of me again. I always have it ready for the show, but I've read it 3 times. Fantastic for a beginner. Fantastic to buy and give away as a gift to anybody teetering it within Bitcoin or thinking of it, or at least showing an interest when you mention it. Loan them yours. Check it out on Amazon. There's, I believe there might be an audio book now as well, so check that out. Awesome, and I can't recommend this highly as a book you might read before going on to read The Bitcoin Standard by Dr. Saifedean Ammous. And finally, to pull the show together, me and quotes. I love them. Here's one from Tony Robbins, a very, very respected guy. If you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always got or gotten. What does that mean? If you keep on doing what you've always done and hoping you're going to get wealthy by winning the lottery, 14 million to 1, you got more chance of being struck by lightning 3 times in the same day as you have of getting your lucky number come up. Okay, Bitcoin. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired because you and your family have got no money to get a bigger home, have some nice holidays, privately educate the kids, or just literally have a better financial future, then you need to change something. The definition of insanity is doing the same old thing over and over, expecting a different result. So what I love about Bitcoin is the different result is Bitcoin is going to change the financial world as we know it, and it will be unrecognizable in 20 to 50 years from now. You can change your family's financial futures and the world one person at a time by, number one, getting into Bitcoin, stacking those sats, learning a little bit over time. Okay, and then educating anybody that will listen. Dave Shackelford and he DMs me a lot, and I agree with him. The way we change the world is one person at a time. We reach out to somebody and talk to them about Bitcoin. If they roll their eyes, if they change the subject, if they don't want to know, we must bless them, wish them well, and move on. When the guy that gave me a call about Bitcoin and I grasped it, said to me weeks and weeks ago, it's incredible. He said, I spoke to hundreds of people, Brian, and only you and a couple of people have actually caught that vision and have done something about it. And if you take that mentality that we can't change the world, but we can change the world one person at a time, you won't go far wrong, people. So do your research, buy your Bitcoin, learn how to get it off an exchange, not your keys, not your coins, onto a hardware device. My hardware device of choice is a Trezor. Trezor.io. Don't buy one cheap on eBay. They can be infiltrated by scammers, hackers, and they put a hack in it and then reseal it. And you buy it, you save yourself a tenner, and as soon as you put your Bitcoin on it, it's gone. That happens. So only get it from Trezor.io. In the UK, there is an authorized Trezor reseller called Alza, alza.co.uk. I get mine through those because I'm in the UK, and they are an authorized reseller of Trezor. So buy your coins. Coinbase, if you choose. Kraken's another good one. CoinFloor in the UK. Get it off that exchange onto a Trezor that you control. Look after your private keys like your life depends on them, or your seed words, and that's all you need to do, apart from open your mind to a little bit of learning over time. So people, I'm not here, as you know, this is a premiere, but I will be back on Monday, all things being well, with another live show for you all. So I'm going to leave you with my social media links, as I always do. Please tweet this out. Please send this link to 4 or 5 of your friends. Try to get them interested in at least opening their mind to what Bitcoin is. I would also encourage you all, if you can remember, and I know it's difficult, we lead busy lives, if you can end the show, refresh your browser, go back into the show, and then leave a comment in the comments under the video. That helps mess with YouTube's algorithm. It helps keep this video much more relevant on YouTube for noobs to find. And then lastly, if you're on the podcast, thank you for supporting me over there. This is on Apple, Google, Anchor, and others. So if you're on the move, listen to it on the podcast. And then if you're on YouTube, click on the squares that come up at the end of this video, and they will take you to normally a video I've just done previously. And the other link always takes you to one of my interviews. Check those out. That is it. I'm out of here. I'll be back on Monday. I'm Brian, the UK Bitcoin Master, signing off for now. Sorry again, it was a premiere, but thanks for those of you that have been in the chat supporting it. I'll catch you all on Monday. I'll leave you with my social media links. Cheers for now, everyone.